said, empty your mind. Forms, shapes, like water. When you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. It becomes the cup. It becomes the cup.
During a mid-semester break in the spring of 2014, Ben, a youth participant and co-researcher, and I sat down at CityTown's neighboring cafe to discuss his sponsors of language and literacy. During the interview, I invited Ben to draw a Sponsorscapes map detailing the institutions, tools, people, and other sponsors that influence his own understanding and identity as a reader and writer. As a language and literacy educator who has a particular interest in digital literacies and writing in digital environments, I was curious to see what techno tools made the map. Moreover, I was attentive to Ben detailing his sponsors, as I was quite aware that the writing and composing Ben shared with me was just one facet of a much larger ecology and network of literacy. Borrowing from Brandt, I view sponsors as any agents, local or distant, concrete or abstract, who enable, support, teach, model, as well as recruit, regulate, suppress, or withhold literacy. Sponsors nevertheless set the terms for access to literacy and wield powerful incentives for compliance and loyalty. I share this quote with youth to help explain that sponsors are not just people, but could be larger institutions, tools, etc. Literacy sponsorscapes, in the spirit of both a potterized scapes metaphor and Brandt's sponsorship construct, was a way for us to account for the various literacy sightings participants accounted for in interviews. The scape suffix, an additive placeholder for the fluid and multiple realities of youth composing, accounts for the dynamic processes of multimodal writing in the collapse of space-time. Literacy sponsorscapes center the cultural capacity of digital composing as youth create, curate, and compose laminations of self through sedimented identity texts across scale. The Sponsorscapes map not only highlights chasms between conceptions of contemporary language and literacy learning, but it echoes the tensions of literacy and composition in an era of techno-inclusionism. How, in a world comprised of both human and non-human actors, do we account for the traces of techno-literacies and digital rhetoric? What might these traces teach us about methodology and the digital humanities? How can these resonances of youth literacies be rendered as facets of digital rhetoric?